So recently, my son's band was signed by a record label.
A record deal? Unbelievable. Whenever we're about to get on a stage for a huge audience, I always give my dad like a FaceTime kind of moment.
You see the crowd, you see the emotion.
You know, he has that experience for the first time with me, and it's really important to me.
I created a rock star.
There for you when it matters most. Get iPhone XR on us when you buy the latest iPhone, and Apple Music on us with Unlimited. Only on Verizon.
Welcome back to Shaggy Shane Entertainment in collaboration with Joyous Mob, pushing Joyous Wolf, signed with Roadrunner Atlantic Records. I'm here with lead vocalist Nick Reese. Nick, how in the hell you doing?
Well, hello everybody.
Hell yeah, this is the last night of the
Yes.
Buckcherry and Joyous Wolf tour here
Yes.
in Kansas City.
Yes.
Nick, it's been an awesome 5 months, 88 shows with the band, with touring with Buckcherry. How's the overall tour been going for you?
It's been good. You know, we've met a lot of really awesome people and nothing really to complain about. I mean, you know, it all went by like that and then also really slowly at the same time. And a lot's happened this year
Right.
so far, and a lot more is in store and whatever. So yeah, you know.
All right, it started off early March in the club Ace of Spades out of Sacramento.
Yes.
1 week into the tour, here you are dealing with the blizzard. Man, Nick, not only did it seem like you had to worry about getting to the next town, it looks like you had trouble. How did you survive that? I mean, you're coming out of the club, you're dealing with that blizzard up there coming out of Canada.
Well,
what was going on?
We came out of the club and it was starting to snow, and like very lightly, and we didn't know. And then by the time we got to the border, it was a complete crazy shit show. You know?
Right.
It was so snowy. There was so much snow on the road that Robert was sliding off the road because he didn't know where the road was. He couldn't tell. It was all snow. So yeah, we barely made it to this little motel that only had like 90s vending machines in it, you know, like not like digital. I'm talking about like the old electronic dial system, you
Right.
know, and like chips probably from the same year, you know, like yeah, it hadn't been refilled in a while, and that's all we had to eat for those day and a half we were stranded there. So
Wow, it's so. I mean, I remember when you posted that on your Facebook and to the fan page, it looked pretty scary. I'm glad you survived that and moved on to the next town and continued your tour. You know, and then you battled it on. You went through. You battled some flu-like symptoms.
I had some crazy stuff going on. It was really terrible. I lost like 8 pounds. And,
Damn.
And I never thought I'd ever have to cancel a show because I've been sick plenty of times before, but that was the first time where I just couldn't stand up.
Right, man. Well,
I did play a show at the peak of it, and I couldn't move. I just stood there, and I could barely even get the songs out. I just stood there and just did the show and hoped to the universe that it would end, you know. And then I just walked off the stage and just collapsed in the green room. And yeah. A lot of that.
You persevered. You went strong. You know, Nick, I started talking to you last year online, just talking about the album that was going to be released from Roadrunner Atlantic Records. You put out Mississippi Queen and Slow Hand. I fell in love with Slow Hand. Mississippi Queen kicked ass, and it still kicks ass. But Slow Hand is an amazing song.
Thank
you know,
you. I appreciate it.
My wife's favorite original song by you guys. When you recorded that, was that recorded in the Sonic studio, or was that just the?
That was we recorded all that stuff. The first session, which was the stuff we did with Slow Hand and Mississippi Queen and some other things, and then we did the EP session, which was the majority of everything but Mother Rebel. Like we did most of the stuff. We did most of the drums at Sunset Sound, and then we did the rest at Howard Benson's home studio. And
Hell yeah, Sunset Sound, back where the Doors, Zeppelin, Prince, all recorded.
a lot of amazing albums were made there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. You know, to the point, Slow Hand, when I first started following you, is you do a lot of Facebook Live video of just when you're writing stuff acoustically.
I just improvise.
You improvise a lot of stuff acoustically. And in Slow Hand, what I noticed was when you get to that acoustic part, the first time I heard it, I thought, this vibe in that middle of that acoustic part reminds me of the Facebook Live acoustic stuff. And I thought that middle part of Slow Hand could have been if you do it live, you could probably extend it 8 or 10 minutes acoustically with you and Blake. Has that thought ever crossed your mind?
No. It's just it was just a junction.
Was that your idea to
song.
put that acoustic in the middle of that?
I wouldn't say it was my idea. I think it was just sort of like a thing that kind of happened. Like we were playing, we'd dip down in that part. We play it live with, he plays it with his electros, plays it clean, his electric.
Right.
And when we were writing the song, we were doing the song in the studio, it just seemed like a much more, I don't know, different thing to add to the song, because the rest of the song extremely is probably our most fast. It's probably our fastest song, and it's probably our most like in your face.
Yeah, it's a kick-ass song.
It's a pretty in your face
you
song.
hear Robert's skills, Greg, Blake, and yours.
Yeah.
It is an amazing song. It was the tease that brought us up to April 19th when Place and Time came out. Kicking ass, taking names, baby. I stayed up till 1 in the morning and had to find that on YouTube and Spotify to get my kick that night. It came out, it totally kicks ass. I know it's like asking what your favorite child's name is. If you had to think of all the 7 songs on that album, what is your favorite song?
There's not a favorite.
Not a favorite.
They're all different for different reasons, and I was happy with all of them for this all being a bit different. That's the main thing. I think wanted to have no song be to the point where it sounded like it was the same.
Right.
And I think we did that pretty well. Everything has its own kind of fingerprint, and that was really good.
And to all the other versions of Mother Rebel from the early stages, I'm not really familiar with the other songs, the other version of Mother Rebel, but I really dig the 2019 version of Mother Rebel.
Mother Rebel was a jam. It was a jam that we demoed years ago and demoed countless times, actually. And it was just a song that hung on. We always played it live, and it was always good. And I think what ended up happening was we just when we went to go record it in 2019, we wanted to. It's just how everything is. Everything's a work in progress until it's to that last moment. So I wouldn't. So for other songs, that people we do play, like songs like Holy Driver and Mechanic, like
yes,
they change all the time, and the versions that you hear now are probably not going to be exactly what you're going to hear on the record, and that's just how we write.
I tell you what,
we write until it's time to put the final bit down.
The fact that you have put out Holy Driver and the Mechanic live speaks volumes, because those 2 songs really bring you into the band. But when you're coming out with songs, just with the Holy Driver, kicks ass singing it. Check out Holy Driver all over YouTube Live. It's a kick-ass song,
Yeah.
as well as The Mechanic.
Yeah.
What is
It's
the
fun.
future of Holy Driver and The Mechanic? Do you see yourself recording that on the next
they
tour?
will be on the album. They will
Yes.
be on the next album for sure.
It's
You know,
like
they're staples and of our. I mean, it's just different. It's a different kind of song, and those are different kinds of songs, and gonna have different kinds of songs, you know, to
Right.
put out there. And it was good because they weren't really ready yet, and we knew that when we were recording the record. We knew that they weren't ready yet, and they're still not. I mean, like I said, do not to be surprised if there are changes, if there are differences.
Right,
you know,
right. And
Because
that's all a part
you know,
of
that's
the
the best
song's
about
growth.
the whole thing. You know, when we play them live and they get exposure online and stuff, it's interesting because
Right.
it's never a finished it's not a finished product, you know. And like even my lyrics are probably going to be different. you know,
Understand.
in some aspects.
I understand.
you know, depending on whatever. You know.
But the fact that you put that out there, I won't call it a tease because we're all
Well,
satisfied with it. And
I
it's all
mean,
freaking,
it's not about putting it out there. You know,
they're kick-ass tunes.
we just needed more music to play because we got a lot of hour sets and 45-minute sets on this run, and we needed to play more music, and we just we wanted to put more into the show than just the EP tracks and just even like some older tracks and whatever. We wanted to show a bit more and show where we're going, and I think those are definitely more of the where we're going as opposed to where we were, you know.
All right. All right. It's time for the Joyous Mob. They got a list of questions to Nick Reese. We're going to get them to him right now.
Okay.
Are you ready to do this, Nick?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, baby. All right, the questions now from the Joyous Mobsters. We got Sean Stover. He asked, which music greats have been the inspiration, and who did you pretend to be as a kid when you were rocking out in the mirror, just playing air guitar, doing what you do?
I never air guitared. I guess I always wanted to be a singer because I would always sing to my hairbrush and stuff in the mirror as a kid. And Elvis Presley was my first idol, really. Like, he took over my life, and I dressed up like him, danced like him, you know.
All right, let's take a look at that picture of you and young Elvis. If you were talking to young Elvis in his prime right now, what are you saying to him right now in this picture?
Thanks for the karate lesson.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
Man, it's such a freaking cool picture. It's funny as
no,
hell.
it's
cool.
a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. My tour manager Randy actually paid for that for me. It was a gift to me because he knew how much I loved just being at Graceland and stuff, and that was a really nice thing for him to do.
How did Elvis Presley become such an influence? I mean, he died when I was 7 years old, and I was part of watching the world stop what they were doing, since I was 7. Nick, you're in your early 20s. How did Elvis Presley have an effect on you? I mean, who turned you on to him?
My father was a rockabilly guy in the 80s, and Elvis invented it pretty much. Elvis and Bill Black and Scotty Moore and DJ Fontana, are really the founders of the popularization of rockabilly music. We listened to his Sun Records recordings, and that's, that was just the thing. That's all rockabillys love Elvis, and he really is the icon of that world.
Right.
Him and Carl Perkins and Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent and, and early Johnny Cash, and stuff like that. Like they all really kind of were a part of that thing.
Tara Williams from Independence, Missouri asked, what is the process for writing music, and where did you get the most, well, we know it's Elvis. What is the process for writing music?
For us?
For you and the band?
Yeah. Whatever happens, I guess.
Right.
I mean, we just kind of, it's everything. There's no science to it or anything. It's not like you eat a sandwich or something and you wait 20 minutes and you're ready to write a song. It just kind of happens, and most of the time it just happens at random.
All right, a question here from Rosie Cereal Steak. What is the meaning of Mother Rebel?
Mother Rebel is about the Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah, it's about Harriet Beecher Stowe. I'm fascinated with historical figures, and I'm a huge history fanatic, and I everything from early ancient stuff to American history to just in general and European history and wars and stuff and just I don't know, there's something about the old world that I like a lot, and I wrote it about how Harriet Beecher Stowe met Abraham Lincoln, and a Maybelline in the South is a loose woman, a crazy person, and it's the perspective is the first thing is a stone-free Maybelline is literally just a loose woman who's crazy, you know. And so it's the idea of like when her book came out and the influence of it in the South and people saying, oh, she's a crazy person, don't listen to her, she's trying to take away our life, our livelihood. And then in the North where people are saying she's a brave hero who's fighting for freedom for all. And it's that kind of thing. And the Civil War and, you know, kill your brother and friends, you know. Right. And stuff like that. It's about that. I wrote that song quite a bit ago now. I've had that lyric
Great
for
song.
quite a while. I did my final verse of it back late last year.
What are your guilty pleasures musically? What bands do you like that you think nobody else would like?
Nobody else would like?
Or, you know, that they wouldn't expect Nick Reese to like?
I'm a big fan of Sheryl Crow.
Sure.
I like Sheryl Crow. I like a lot of new wave bands, you know, like my idea of rock and roll is a lot broader than, like, you know, a lot of these people that are like metal and like 80s rock and, you know, like the post-punk to me is as much rock and roll as anything else. And so I think a lot of that stuff. A band that I like the Shins, an alternative band, modern alternative band, not more modern than most of the stuff I listen to. And there's T-Bone, the drum tech. Wave high, T-Bone. That's a sexy man right there. Look at him. Just try your stuff. Come on.
All right, Chill has a question. What does being successful as a musician mean to you?
I don't really know if I am successful yet. I feel like I have a long way to go for that. And being successful in general, I suppose, is, I guess, in the way that I you know, people like you and stuff and others, you know, have come and support us, and it grows every day, and, you know, more are listening and stuff like that, and it's connecting in some manner, and people find that interesting. So yeah, most definitely, I think that's success for me as of this point, you know.
All right, and Beta has an interesting question. What color is your soul, Nick?
I know exactly why she's asking that.
Okay.
I did this horrible interview that I don't even think got published, and they asked me that question. The color of my soul is puce.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Emma asked, what is your favorite album currently? Like, what are you listening to right now as your favorite musical album?
I've been listening to, lately I listened to Grace by Jeff Buckley about 100 times this tour. Murmur by R.E.M. Live at Newport album, Muddy Waters. And I think I really liked the new Rival Sons record. I liked it. I listened to it for a couple of weeks and then moved on to other things. But it was a good album. And I'm trying to think. J.J. Cale's Naturally album.
And Nikki Johnson wants to know how do you have so much energy on stage?
Go to the gym and
Say it again.
go to the gym and
Go to the gym.
eat a lot of carbs.
All right, we're going to wrap this up here. Kansas City awaits the final show for Joyous Wolf. It's going to kick ass. What are you going to do for 2 weeks before the Deep Purple tour starts?
I'm going on vacation with my family. I haven't seen them in a while. And then I'm gonna go do Joyous Wolf stuff. I only have 5 days off, and then I'm right back to work. So
Excellent. And what can fans look forward to seeing you in the open for Deep Purple? More of the same? Any surprises coming with the Deep Purple tour?
new stuff from me. You'll see, definitely new. I'm already working out some new stage stuff, so I think it'll just be higher than usual. I think just more.
Excellent. And in closing, do you have anything to say? Final thing you want to say to the Joyous Mobsters on Facebook? It's your chance, Nick.
Yes, thank you very much. It is a privilege to know that there are so many people that care about what the guys and I do, and we love all of you more than we could ever describe. And our involvement with you guys has been nothing but fun, and meeting so many of you and building so many of you since this year began. It's been great. I think we went from like 400 to like 1,500 where we are now, and just on Joyous Mob alone, and now we're approaching 10,000 on our main page. So all I can say is thank you very much. I love you, and spread the word, guys. You have the power to do it.
Feel the high, feel the love.